Welcome, everybody. It's Peter the Toy, and it's SoccerBeat, and I love talking to you guys. Thank you for being here with us. Before we start, and I've got a very important show as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you guys will love it. Before you start, the guys, please press the subscribe button. We've hit our 50,000. There's 50,000 rands worth of prizes for all of you, and please also like. I like you. Please like me. Right, let's get on with the show. This is a show all about the new Orlando Pirates coach, and I want to bring you a very different twist to this. Everybody's very impressed with, I'm sure everybody's very impressed with the interviews we've been doing. He sounds like a very intelligent guy. He sounds like he knows his stuff. He sounds like he is going to be the right man to take Orlando Pirates to the top of the league table. Now, that is easy to say. Talk is cheap. The question is he the guy that can take Orlando Pirates to the top of the table? Pirates have got a 5-year plan. They're 3 years into it. The next 2 years, they've got to win the league championship. So the question is, it's not a debate. Pirates expect him to win the league championships. Now, can he do it? I believe, after doing extensive research on the coach, speaking to people from overseas and from Africa, I believe that this will either be a masterstroke by Orlando Pirates or end in a disaster. There's going to be no in between. It'll either be a masterstroke or a disaster. Abdeslam Ouaddou, if I got his name correctly, please forgive me. I keep asking. I get in different variations of the name. I've loved all his interviews he's done. He says the right things, but I say talk is cheap. So let's look at the positives of why he should do well, and we'll look at it first of all from the club's point of view, because the club has set a scenario here where everything is designed for the coach to do well. First of all, Apppollis been signed. That is a major signing. They've made the club, they made the squad better, they made the team better. It's a game changer player. So that's a critical thing. They've signed a lot of new players as well. So they made the squads bigger and with players with PSL experience. So therefore they'll be able to sort of rotate their squad much easier than they've done under Jose Rivera. So that's good as well. The youngsters that were brought in by Rivera and the club are a lot more experienced. So they've got a great mix of young players and new players and game changers like Mbule and Apppollis. Those are true game changers. And this new player, Abdou Jalaiba, if I've got his name, also very good reports from him from Mali. So potentially another game changer there as well. So game changers are really in Apppollis, a bit of a risk with Mbule. A lot of great youngsters with more experience right now, especially I like the Lucas Ilepe and new signings like Apppollis, who's absolutely superb. Plus, you've got a situation when Nda's back from injury, Sasane is back from injury, and they join the likes of Loki and Mbukazi and Sibisi. So that back four's looking top class as well. So from a playing point of view, they're looking very, very good. What I also like about the coach is what he said about in his interviews is that he likes diverse personalities, and that kind of attitude, he could sit down with someone like Saleng and say, "Listen, I know you've had problems with Pirates, but play for me, come back for me, and you'll take your career to the next step, and these problems will sort themselves out." He's got the intelligence to have that, but don't forget that the problem with Saleng wasn't with Jose, it was with the club. So that's a touch and go there. But it argues well for someone like Mbule, who's had his problems with coaches and his own discipline. This coach sounds like a type of guy that could get Mbule being the player that we all know he can be. Just on a sidebar there, the players at Pirates are telling me and sources that I know that they are blown away by Mbule, how he can hold the ball, how he sees things, eyes in the back of his head. They're really impressed with him. But as preseason is a completely different scenario to match days. And also, this coach looks like the kind of guy that could get the best out of Tito, who despite being an exceptional player and did very well last season, I think there's actually more levels in Tito. I think Tito can actually get to 2 notches above the very high standards that he's already got. Tito is a player I think could play overseas if he adds a few aspects to his game, work rate to a certain extent. I don't mean that he's lazy, but in the right areas and so on and so forth. But I don't really want to make this about Tito. So the coach looks like somebody that's got the intelligence based on his interviews, and that's a very important part of coaching, that he can get the best out of these players. And the club has given him new players. The youngsters are there. So everything looks good. But what are the potential problems? And this is what I really want to talk about. Why is this a risk? So if we just look at it from the playing side, Apppollis is the only guaranteed out of all the players signed that we know is going to hit the ground running. That's how good a player is. My big fear that is the club losing Mofokeng. And losing Mofokeng, you lose three things. Number one, he's an incredibly good professional, and he brings out the best of other players because of his attitude towards the game. He loves playing. He wants to play nonstop. Secondly, he scores goals, and thirdly, he makes goals. And his mere presence on the pitch scares defenders and opposition coaches. So to lose him, yes, you've gained Apppollis, but to lose him, I think you're making the team weaker despite their new signings from last season. So I would really urge Pirates to maybe keep him for another season, because people say, can him and Apppollis play together? I remember watching Bafana play South Sudan in Greenpoint, and Apppollis, and yes, a very weak opposition, but Apppollis and Mofokeng, when the short time they were on together, they really looked like they love playing with each other. So a couple of problem areas that I worry about for the new coach, is four of them. One, Apppollis being the only guaranteed game changer player. Two, Mofokeng could go, big one. Three, Hotte is the only kind of recognized top class left back there, and he could get injured. He's a player who hardly misses a game, but getting on another season. And fourth, my biggest worry, they haven't signed another striker. And Evidence and Mabasa are very good players, but I think you could see from last season they needed somebody else in there, and not a youngster, somebody else in there you can get your 12 to 15 goals a season. Better, almost another level of goal scorer. But Mabasa is exceptional player, and so is Evidence. But I think that squad, bringing another striker in, is needed. So I would urge the club to get another striker for the new coach. But those are from the club side where I worry that the coach could struggle because of the squad. But if you said to me, on balance, the team, if there's Mofokeng stays, the team is better than it was under Jose. And that argues well for the coach to have a successful time. And success, by the way, is coming better than second and more trophies. They've got to win the league. So it's a harder task that this coach has got compared to Jose. But what are the parts that worry me about this coach himself? Now, as I say, I'm a fan of what I saw him do at Galants. I was very impressed of how the team played. They were dead and buried to a certain extent, and he brought life back to the team. But forget his playing career, which is very good. Jose didn't have a playing career. It didn't make any difference. Jose, he took Pirates to the next level. This coach has got to take Pirates to the next level. Now, if you look at his coaching career, he started as a youth coach at Nantes, and don't knock that. It's a great place to learn your football, France. 4 seasons there. He spent 1 season as assistant coach, about 26 games. So that's a very good grounding. And his next move was Algeria, assistant coach to one of the top coaches in Africa. Another good move. However, since then, it's a worrying journey. Now, it may not necessarily be his fault, but at a club, Muladaya, if I pronounce that correctly, 2 months, 2 games. Then to a club called Lotto, which they didn't win, it's also a couple of months, 2 games. Vita FC, big club, but just 2 months there, a couple of games. So prior to going to Galants, besides his spell in France as a youth coach, his CV shows nothing to be excited about. At Galants, 12 games, so he knows the PSL to a certain extent. Different scenario to they can have at Pirates, but he did exceptionally well. So my worry there is his CV. Now, a lot of you will say straight away, but look at Jose's CV. Jose's CV wasn't up to much, and look what he did for the club. And Jose had 24 years of coaching before he joined Orlando Pirates. 24 years, not at the top clubs, but he was at Salta Vigo for his assistant. But 24 years coaching. This coach has only had 10 to 11 years coaching, depending when he actually started. It's difficult to say exactly, but let's call it 11 years. So that's a big difference in coaching experience and in age. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Jose is a better coach than him, and Jose, he won't do as well as Jose. I'm just saying those are the things that worry me. Number one, not a long time at any club besides his very first club. Number two, if you compare him to Jose's CVs, it's not as good a CV. And I'm told that he's a fiery character, and fiery in that means not fighting, but if things are not how he wants it to be, he'll leave. And that may well have happened at the two previous clubs in Vita and certainly at Galants. So on the positive note, though, he's going to get all the support he needs from Orlando Pirates. So he'll have no excuse from technical support. I think it's very good, by the way, that he has got the Orlando Pirates technical committee there. Technical committee, his own technical team. I think that's going to help him tremendously. As we've seen the problem Navi's had with not having a local there. So good that he's got the Jose's technical team. So that should go smoothly. He's got an improved squad compared to Jose. So that should be good. If they hold on to Mofokeng, that'll be even more exceptional. His record at Galants is very good. The big question mark is going to be his character to handle a job like Pirates, because that's not like any other job he's had before. That's the big test for him. He seems level-headed, but people tell me he can be fiery when he needs to be. But I don't think he'll need that when he's at Pirates, because everything that he needs to succeed will be there, including the squad. But my big worry is that CV of his and that short spell he's had as a head coach. Now, what do I think is going to happen? The one thing I do know, and in Pirates we do believe is what the saying should be here, is Pirates methodology in signing players and coaches. I can tell you now from what I've heard in discussions I have had with people in the know, it's not a kind of let's chat to the guy, oh, he interviewed well, let's hire him. There's a lot that goes into the numbers. There's a lot that goes into his playing styles, his thinking, and his philosophies, and how they fit in with what Pirates are doing. So it's not a case of bringing a square peg and putting it in a round hole. Pirates have got a particular, let's call it, using the same analogy, Pirates are a round hole and they want a round peg in that round hole. And they did that very well with Jose, and I'm backing them to do it again. But I think the risk here is higher than previously, and all Pirates fans, you know, and the club, there's not a 5-year plan anymore. We're in only 2 years to go, and they've got to catch up and beat a team that is top class. Mamelodi Sundowns have shown, as they performed in the Club World Cup, that they can match the big boys. Yes, they didn't get into the qualifying rounds, but they matched the big boys, and they did South Africa pride. And they're going to sign new players as well. So the start that this coach is going to have is going to be so important. And those first 3-5 games are critical. And we watch them very closely. Watch them with me. Let me know what you think. Pirates fans, this is a positive look at your coach, but just bringing the realities into it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section. Look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to talking to you again. Cheers, guys. All the best.